Let's get it. The name is Law Nation. Without hesitations nor deviations to the matter, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let friends, neighbors know where to go when it's time to have the unbelievable nightcap of the Cowboys situation, history in the making. Let's get it. Yo, mama said there'll be nights just like this. Life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Come on with it. 5, 4. Yo. No rest for the weary, baby. Come on, 5, 4, 3. The nightcap. And I'm telling you, boy, I thought y'all be slick. And what? All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, man. You know, the nightcap is a thing, right? And see my homie Bubba Dub is live. Shay Sharp is live. Ocho Cinco is live. And I said, man, I might as well be live. Rick's the law cap, you know? Jeez, man.
What more do you want?
Oh, man, this is going to be like a counseling therapy session. They are still using the Mighty Cowboys name. They are. Teams are also, media party is using our greatness and our lookness and all of this. Wait a minute. Come on with it.
Take the money out, all of it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wasting my time now. Come on.
Shit. How you gonna do me like that, JD? You ain't nothing, man. You ain't nothing, man. He said the Timu cap. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh, boy. Man, you got me with this one, man. Oh my gosh, man. How you gonna do this to me, bro? You gonna do this to me? Shit. How you gonna do this, man? Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, man. You got me. You won. Timu cap. You know. I think I'm a little bit better than that. You know what I mean? But neither here nor there. Let me see if I can refresh this up altogether. Appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. Like I said, love y'all to the moon and back. I got a few things we're going to try to go over. Here it is, right here. Boom. Here it is. Okay, bear with me while I pull this up, man. First and foremost, round of applause to the Eagles and as well as the Chiefs, right? My guy got a real story to tell. And he thought that it was nice, but it's not. You know, let me go to it right quick. Buffalo
Bills are America's team. You know, I don't want to take away from no one else, but I think that they call the Cowboys America's team. But
he said he think
Cowboys were America's team because they were very good in that time of life. Now the chapter has changed, and now we have Josh Allen, where we're American.
Let me double laugh. That motherfucker laughing. Hey, shout out to the Bills, though, man. That game was a whole lot better than the Washington game. The Washington game, like I said, I told Louis T when we did the Super Friends show, I told him, man, that the reality of it, y'all can't stop the run. And it doesn't really matter, I believe, in the future, It doesn't matter what we see in the future of who the Washington team can go get. I really think that that's a scheme. They can have a bunch of Supermans on that team. They would not be able to stop the run. It's the scheme thing. It doesn't matter of the talent. It's the scheme. And shout out to, Dan Quinn for getting to the NFC Championship game and these sorts of things. But they have the inability to stop the run so much that it hurt my spread. All I needed Saquon to do is get me 125 yards, and I had $300. That damn Saquon, he got to, let me see what he got to. Saquon got to 118. He still averaged 7.9 yards per run. All I needed for him to bust one more run, but he kind of hurt his leg. And then Will Shipley came in, who a lot of you guys were telling me about in this past draft. I remember you guys like, hey, that Shipley kid, Law, we ought to take him in the laters of the rounds. But I think we drafted Nate Thomas right before him or what have you. But y'all was telling me about Will Shipley, though. Shout out. I love my fan base. I love the Cowboy fan base because during draft season, I think that we are so good at draft season and draft time for your mind because we know that the Cowboys won't do anything in free agency. And here they get a guy, Will Shipley, who already looked better than Tiny Dude's Fun. Shit. Well, my guy. Shit. I remember y'all telling me about Will Shipley, though. But neither here nor there. All I needed that brother to do is give me 125. He just had to get a yard over, and he had 118. The other guy, they had him down for like 240 some yards. Jaden Daniels, he got that for me. So it kind of like canceled out everything. But if he would have, I was like, Saquon, come on, man. See, you know what I'm saying? Jeez. Oh, we got a super chat.
Angie Lamb, $20. Shout out to you, Law, for tapping in with us this late.
Appreciate you, Angie. I don't mind tapping in.
Take the money out, all of it. Come on.
Appreciate you, Angie.
Come on.
Appreciate you.
Come on.
Yeah, don't mind tapping in. You know what I mean? So appreciate you so much. But when you look at it, these are the things that we've been missing at the later rounds of the draft or in general when we get to the postseason. We've been missing, that's what a better way to say it, is we've been missing these type of things. Shoot, the running attack. And it appears that, that we looking at this particular thing that I just don't think that the Washington football team will be able in the future still stop the run. I think that's an Achilles for them, and that's just a principle and a scheme set. But shout out to them for getting all the way to this stage, but they can't stop the run. Trip Aces says the Cowboys need a left tackle. I would say, indeed, they need a left tackle. Can somebody argue that they need a right tackle? Terrence still been a shell of himself, and not to beat him up. We'll be watching the Super Bowl. That's why I got my guy Jerry Jones with binoculars, because that's what he will be doing. Perez with a super chat. Thank you so much, man.
Take the money out.
Why can't Hurts take Kellen to the Super Bowl? Why can Hurts take Kellen to the Super Bowl, but Dak can't? All right, so let me go back to this right here. This is the finite reason. Your quarterback, Dak Prescott, in the postseason, when the running back averaged 5.5 yards more or 5 yards more per tote, he's undefeated. And there's only 2 games of evidence of that, right? Because he only won 2 playoff games. But you got clearly Saquon Barkley. In other words, Shayshawn Barkley. What they do call him? Shayshawn Barkley. You got that dude averaging literally 7.9 yards per tote. You got A.J. Brown that you got to worry about too. You got Devontae Smith. He won a Heisman, right? And you got to look at the complete picture. You got to look at the complete picture. You can go down this list and say to yourself, yeah, Jalen Hurts, 20 for 28. That's exactly where I want Dak Prescott to be at. Anywhere between 25 and 28 throws, nothing more than that. And he can do that. You don't put if everything was on Jalen Hurts in this game, they lose. If you take Saquon off of this team and just have Will Shipley, Will Shipley did good, but by himself, come on, let's be real. But if you just take Saquon off and you take AJ and just keep Smith, then this would be a whole nother dynamic. But when you're talking about a real, true football situation, when you have multiple options, you get with what the Eagles are generating. And Eagles rookie made impact. Well, I've seen the Nolan Smith make a play. I've seen Carter and Jordan Davis, them both boys making plays. I'm seeing the linebacker covering every blade of grass, which was an offseason acquisition, by the way. So you need guys to make plays. When you look at the Cowboys, and I'm not putting on a cap or a cape for Dak Prescott, but when the last time we played any postseason game, I go again and ask y'all, who else make plays? Who else make plays? To a degree, like I said, when we first opened up this live feed, and they talk about this one thing right here. I told you they've been making this as a situation for the Cowboys. Who made an NFC championship this century? We are all by ourselves, man. We are all by ourselves. Yeah. So none of the players that's on this team been here for the start of the century. There's somebody that sent me a post said that there are players who came out of the birth canal, learn how to walk and talk, learn how to play football from middle school to high school, made it to college, graduated from college, got drafted in the NFL, put on a helmet and some pads, and they made it to the NFC championship before the Cowboys this century, so Yeah. They're talking about this century. This century starts, I guess, when you look at it from the 2000s, I guess is how they looking at it from this aspect. Yes, centuries are 100 years, but they talking about this century. Every century starts over the new century, like this decade, For example, a decade is 10 years, right? But this decade started in 2020, So I get what they're saying. So, and people say, Obi-Wan says, I miss Jimmy Johnson. We're going to play that clip. We definitely going to play that clip. And shout out to my guy. Yeah. It was...
sticks out to you in terms of the difference in the outcome here?
Just the turnovers, you know what I'm saying?
Turnovers.
Can't win if they were +3 on the turnover margin like that. And that's really it, I feel like we played hard, offense, defense, special teams, but it's just a turnover. That's the difference in the game.
He said difference in the game. I'm old enough to remember when we said, they said they laughed at us. They did. They laughed at us. Jeez. But neither here nor there. And another reason why we get talked about all of the time is because something just like this. For those who asked about Dak Prescott and the Cowboys in general on the Super Chat, the Eagles, read this very slowly. The Eagles had 7 rushing touchdowns in the NFC Championship game. The Cowboys had 6 all season long. Can y'all read that? 6. All season long. 6. I said they're always looking for a possible way to mention the Cowboys stats to get those clicks and views. And it works too. It works every time. And to think that there's one person, it's crazy. It's crazy. And that's just how it is. Every single time we talk about the Cowboys is literally that, you know. And my guy, Cowboys Fan Talk, that's Mr. Rome, shout out to him. He says, he said this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Cowboys fans fight each other. Either you too optimistic or too pessimistic. But the owners get a pass every single year. Yeah. Another reason, too, is, you know, I don't mention this a lot, but I don't think that the Cowboys in general, the state of Texas in general, is ready for even a primetime Deion Sanders, even if that was a situation. Multitudes of reports that he's been receiving death threats for coaching here if it was become, or if it should become an opportunity. Like, where do they do that at? It's to the point that they had to add extra security for him and his family. And I just don't think that the Cowboys are ready. So when we talk about these type of things of like culture and where the Cowboys do this and that, the layer is thicker in Dallas, and that's just how it is, unfortunately. And I really don't try to pull up too much stuff because I know how tangible things can be, especially here in the heart of Dallas, and especially during these times, man. It's just crazy. Emil says, I pray that they ask tough questions tomorrow at the press conference. Yes, indeed. I hope, and I think Shotty's going to do a great job of being assertive and coming up with some great stuff. Yeah, he's gonna come up with some great stuff as it relates to that. So it's going to be one of those situations. Yeah, everything. Yeah, dumb and Cowboys. We are ass backwards in Texas. Yeah. So that's one of the things, man, that he received. Take
the money out.
Appreciate you so much, man. Again, Emil, thank you so much for your support, especially on this late night stream. Yes, indeed. So one of the things that I want to bring up too is the leadership and what we hope that if Shotty, by him being the 10th Dallas Cowboys, we're going to see whether or not he can bring some shape, form, or fashion, something closer to this, issue, and we hope he can. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Proud to be the head football coach for the Dallas Cowboys.
We hope.
And I'm excited to be the head football coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
He inherited a program in its darkest hour.
Are you part of this group? Yes, sir. Asthma, Mike. Let's get over there on that other field and have some asthma. Get out of here.
Losing is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Get in there, bees! Nice quickness, nice cut, DJ.
Right. When it comes to moving men, there is no one better than Coach Johnson.
Nobody.
Oh, Michael, two-hand. Don't be cute. Don't be pretty, be good.
There wasn't a minute that I was around him in the 2 years that I played for him that I and everyone on our football team didn't know who the head coach was.
And he looked me in the eye and he said, I have no doubt in my mind that we'll win here and we'll win big. Write it down.
What a ride it's been. Jimmy Johnson's taken his team from the absolute worst to the absolute best in 4 years. And Dallas, your Cowboys are the champions.
2 in a row.
Yeah.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is, man. 2 in a row. And now we finna see a situation with a possibility that, hopefully it can be 3 in a row for the Chiefs. Shit.
Take the money out!
Jerry's too busy. This is Angie Lamb. Jerry is too busy looking at man beefcakes while Stephen pocket watching. We're doomed. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah. Jerry's on that. Have you ever seen? The fact that when you look at certain people, when you're in the stall, you see all of the stalls that's available, and like, hey man, why you gonna take a drip right beside me, man? All of these damn stalls, you could have used one of them. Jerry is that one that would use the stall right next to you, man. Johnny Blue says, I hate the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Redskins. But next week, Super Bowl weekend, AFC law is in the full effect over here. Yeah, Pat Mahomes is in full effect, and I got my hat. I got it. Yeah, all of the Eagles fans. Yeah, I got it right here. Yes, indeed. I remember the last time, there was an invisible ball. There was an invisible punch out of a ball. Jalen Hurts fumbled. And old boy scooped and scored it. Yeah, so, yes, come on, Chiefs. What's the Chief record? Was they lost only 1 game this year or 2 games, something like that? The Chiefs, when you look at how they played tonight, it wasn't a cute game. It wasn't something that you can look back on and say, wow. But I go back to defense win championships. And Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes. He can turn it on. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, he can turn it on when it's needed to. Pat Mahomes, he was 18 for 26. Right there where I want my guy Prescott to be at in giving games, by the way. 245 yards, 9.4 yards per throw. And he had a passer rating of 111. Kareem Hunt, he averaged 3.8 yards. He didn't do a lot on the ground. The Bills did a wonderful job on defense. Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster, he showed up in this game on some big plays, 2 big plays. Hollywood Brown, he was more of a, a scheme guy. He didn't really give much. He didn't do much in that game. But you can see the grit in both teams. Josh Allen, unbelievable. Yeah, they were 15-2. So Josh Allen, unbelievable in the game. But, this game come down to inches, man, and not being able to get that 4th down really kind of hurt them down the stretch. But what we also said, we saw this absolute both teams going for it on 4th down. The grit, being able to push the envelope. Sampson says, who would you take, T-Mac or Gentry? Genty. Not Gentry, but Genty. I would take T-Mac if available because the wide receiver upgrade is expensive in the free agency. If T-Mac is there, I'm running to the podium and I'm getting him. If he's not there, I'm going to get Genty. I'm not listening to nobody on the outside. I'm going to get Genty. I don't give a dog about any other factors. And then in the second round, I'm targeting either Savion or I'm targeting my guy from Mississippi State, T Harris. I'm targeting those boys. Trey, was it T Harris? Yeah, T Harris. I'm targeting those boys. That's what I'll do. Pardon me, that's what I would do. Allen Trip Ace is frozen up. What you saw on that last series was a damn good play by Spagnuolo. dialing up a cornerback blitz at that moment, and then the ball did hit the tight end in the hands. He didn't want to be great. So that's what I would do if I'm going into this draft. I would make sure that I draft a running back first and then wide receiver. But if T-Mac is there, I'm for sure drafting him. But if not, then I'm going with Gentry. I mean, I gotta be saying Genty, you know. Law, I don't see Dak getting into a shootout like Mahomes and Allen do. I see what you're saying. I feel what you're saying too. You know, I try my best not to make it about the Dak thing. You know, we know he can throw 300 yards. We know he can throw 400 yards in a game, but I don't want him to. He shouldn't have to. Emil says, Steven, when will you come out of the shadows of Jerry and fight to win your first Super Bowl? You talking about Stephen Jones, huh?
Take the money out, all of it. Come on. You're wasting my time now. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. There should be a situation and scenario that the Cowboys get into the postseason and do better if they get there, if we have run game. D'Angelo, thank you for the support.
Take the money out.
That can do it with a running game, lean on. Yeah, look, I'm going to name some players, some quarterbacks that won Super Bowls by leaning on the run game. First and foremost, Troy Aikman. He managed to get 3 Super Bowls by leaning on the run game. Second, John Elway, as a prolific passer of the ball or what have you. When they gave him run game and sound defense, he was able to win back-to-back Super Bowls. The 2000 Ravens, you had Priest Holmes and Jamal Lewis. They were able to win the Super Bowl. Brad Johnson, when you look at the running back that they had over there, they were able to lean on run game. Shout out to Mike Allstott, and win Super Bowls, right? If you look at Ben Roethlisberger, the way he was able to win Super Bowl was because of the run game. When he became a prolific passer of the ball, they stopped winning Super Bowls. He started putting up gaudy numbers. Big Ben started throwing for 30 touchdowns and having a good, successful season, and he was slinging the ball everywhere. But he won ultimately when he had a strong run game. Fast Willie Parker, Big Jerome Bettis and them. When you look at Russell Wilson, he was a guy that was able to win the football game due to Marshawn Lynch. He should have 2 rings, but he was able to win it with strong run game. So when you have the run game, it helps alleviate some of the things far as what the quarterback can and can't do. I think that even with Jalen Hurts, if they go into this game playing against the Chiefs and they say, okay, we're going to put it on the back of Saquon Barkley, and if you can get behind that, play sound defense, force turnovers, create pressure, keep contained, then they can win a Super Bowl. You got to be able to run the ball. And that's just for what it is. Ben was a gunslinger, though, and he winning was clutch. Ghostface, I don't know how old you are, but I want you to go back and watch Big Ben Roethlisberger's first 2 Super Bowls and what he was able to do in those pivotal moments in those games. And it wasn't him throwing the ball, by the way. And when you look up the numbers, you're going to be very shocking that your boy Law over here is right. He didn't become a gunslinger until after he became more into the league and all of these sorts of things. To a degree, if you look at even Drew Brees, the one long Super Bowl that he had great run game. So you got to run the ball, y'all. He says y'all still blaming Kellen, or you coming to the reality that Dak is a choker. Are you aware of the plays that Kellen Moore is calling there? If you are, I don't know if you are a Eagles fan, but just look it up and see who calling the plays there on all given the plays. And what he did to dial it back. Kellen Moore, as an offensive coordinator, he's going to have a Saquon Barkley type. You take Saquon out, I still think that he have the inability to make the necessary adjustments. When you look back at that game, if you are a true football purist, you can see that those first, three touchdowns that Saquon was able to generate, that was all Barkley. I think that Beast Mode could have called those plays, King Early, he could have called those plays that's in the chat, and there's nothing to take away from Kellen Moore. Congratulations, kudos and credence to him. But you still don't have the identity of what he's able to do as a play caller. Yeah. But if you have the talent, and it's nothing different than the fact that when we had Jason Garrett here and they decided to run the ball, it wasn't creative of what we were doing in 2014. Nothing was creative. It's the same offense. Yeah. Action Powell. I don't know if you played football or you coach football, but when you talking about the absolute play calling and play installer, there are times that you have shared duties there. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's not calling none of the plays. He's just there as a person that's holding the play sheet. But you can tell that those plays are still not all of his plays. They go in and do installments. So it's just for what it is. But at the end of the day, people are acting as if though A.J. Brown is Noah Brown and Smitty is the only one that's out there from a drafted pick. No, in Dallas Goedert, they are weapons. At some point, you guys got to admit that they did a great job of recruiting and getting players to that team. That's all it is, and they are winning. Saquon Barkley is him. He's not chopped liver. It's not like they doing this with their backup running backs. They're not doing that. They are literally doing it with Saquon Barkley. Yeah, so it's just what it is. Barkley is the cheat code. So you can't dismiss that. You still got to honor that, even if it's a busted play. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much in the players in their prime, in their it doesn't take much creativity to create a play for Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't drop a play that good for Shaq, and he's down low in the post. Just give him the bail. Shay Sean Barkley. yeah, Shay Sean and them. Yeah. Law Kellen Moore is interviewing with the Saints. So is Mike McCarthy. Law, thanks for being here for all of us. You're the best. Appreciate you, man. Yeah.
Take the money out, all of it. Come on.
Yeah. Shoot. That's like the offensive play caller for the Boise States, for Boise, like, yeah, man, look at me. I should be the offensive play caller of the year for Genty. Nah, come on. Genty is doing it himself, So it is what it is, man. So regardless of it, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to share you guys my thoughts of us looking and watching the postseason this year. And hopefully we go into this draft, we make our mistakes. We look over our mistakes, and then we make right from our mistakes in the past years or what have you. Here's what we got. This late episode is still brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Claim 50% of your bonus match. And then when you download UnderdogFantasy.com, use promo code LAW, and we'll be able to help you out with those particular things. The Cowboys heading into this tomorrow I got a meeting at 9. So as soon as I get done with my meeting, we're gonna try to do a quick show with AOC, Attack on the Cowboys, and then we're gonna go live. We're gonna try to go live, man. We're gonna try to go live right before the press conference at 11 o'clock, right? And we'll listen in to Shotty and his directions for this team. They are still building this team. I'm giving this man a chance. We all should be giving this man a chance. And hopefully they get into this free agency and they give us 1 or 2 picks from here. 1 or 2 picks. And then we get into this draft and we go to drafting, the right way possible. Cowboy Nation, y'all get some rest.
It's an evil world we live in.
And we going to jump on up out of here. A prize fighter even on his way down. He continued to swing. Cowboy Nation. Let's get it. Thank you. Angie. No, not the DEI took the Obama phones away. Angie, thank you so much for your support. Says, Law, can we start a GoFundMe for Dre Matic? He needs a new phone. Hashtag no more Obama phones. Oh, Lord. That's crazy. Appreciate you for your support. Snotty Law, not Shotty. Riggs. Well, Shotty, I hope he's not too snotty. Like Snotty Pippen. Yup. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party. What about a binocular party? Get your binoculars out. JD from DC, Angie, Martinez Perez, Emil, Johnny Blue, not Walker, Sampson, and D'Angelo. Let's get it. The log cap, baby. All right. Y'all go ahead. I know y'all about to get those slide ins. Yeah. Shout out to you, Splendor. Salute to the Eagles, man. I'm going to have to start playing that. We looking great. E-G. E-L-E-I-S, whatever that lady was saying. I can't even misspell it right for her, but I'm going to teach her one time. Come on with it. Let's get it. Jerry, you and the family plan. We'll be watching, baby.